Hey there, and welcome. If you've ever looked over at your cat, curled up in a sunbeam and just wondered, how can I give you the absolute best life possible? Well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to go through the whole journey, from that first tiny meow all the way to their golden years. And really, this is the big question, isn't it? It's so much more than just putting out some food and water. It's about really getting them, understanding their unique needs at every single stage of life. So let's figure this out together, step by step. All right, let's dive in right at the very beginning. There is nothing quite like the whirlwind of bringing a new kitten home. It's just total joy, total chaos, but a little bit of prep work can go a long, long way. Think of this as your game plan. It helps turn all that crazy excitement into a solid setup. A couple pro tips here. You've got to get food that's specifically for kittens, not adult cats. And you're going to want to go with ceramic or metal bowls. Believe it or not, some cats can get a kind of chin acne from the plastic ones. A low-sided litter box is key for their tiny little legs. And of course, a scratching post and some safe toys are totally non-negotiable if you want to save your couch. And seriously, before you do anything else, get that first vet appointment on the books.
Okay, feeding a kitten can feel super complicated, but it really does follow a pretty clear timeline. Weaning usually kicks in around 5 weeks. The trick is to introduce wet food first, but keep up with the bottle feeding to make sure they're getting enough calories. Then, by about 6 or 7 weeks, they should be able to handle dry kibble. After that, you'll see the number of meals they need each day starts to go down as they grow, until they're ready to switch over to adult food right around their first birthday.
And just like that, you've hit the milestone. You've got an adult cat on your hands. They are officially in the prime of their life, and our job kind of shifts from managing all that crazy kitten growth to just maintaining their health for the long haul. Okay, get ready for this number. 25%. That is just staggering. That's how many pet cats are considered obese. We're talking at least 1 in every 4. It really shines a light on one of the biggest and honestly most preventable health challenges our adult cats face.
So, what's behind that number? It's actually surprisingly simple. It really just boils down to 2 main things. They're taking in too many calories and they're not getting enough exercise. Sound familiar? Yep, it's that classic energy in versus energy out equation.
And this right here is where a lot of well-meaning owners can go wrong. See, kitten food is absolutely packed with calories, fat, and protein to fuel that insane growth spurt. But an adult cat, their needs are totally different. They just need a maintenance diet. If you keep feeding them that high-calorie kitten food or just too much food in general, it's a fast track to obesity. But it's not just about calories. It's about the type of nutrition, which gets to the very core of what a cat even is. This is where we get into some really cool biology. Cats are what we call obligate carnivores. All that means is they have to get certain nutrients from meat. They just can't make things like taurine or vitamin A from plants the way a dog or a human can. And a lack of taurine isn't a small deal. It can literally cause blindness and heart failure. That's why a high-quality meat-based diet isn't some fancy luxury. For a cat, it's a biological must-have. But remember, diet is only half the equation. The other half is exercise. And for an indoor cat, you are basically their personal trainer and entertainment director rolled into one. Setting aside time every day for some organized play, it's not just about burning off calories, it's crucial for their mental health. It keeps those natural hunting instincts sharp, it stops them from getting bored, and it's one of the best ways to strengthen your bond. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. A huge part of being a great cat owner is just being a great observer. Honestly, knowing what to look for can help you catch potential health problems way before they turn into full-blown emergencies. Please listen to this one, because this warning cannot be stressed enough. Remember that unique biology we were just talking about? Well, here's a perfect and scary example. A cat's liver simply cannot process a drug like acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol. Please never give your cat any kind of human medication unless your vet has explicitly told you to. And that same unique metabolism makes them super vulnerable to things you might not even think about, like common houseplants. Just look at this table. Something as beautiful and common as a lily can cause severe kidney failure in a cat. It is absolutely essential to know what plants you have in your house and to keep any toxic ones completely out of their reach. Or, even better, just get them out of the house altogether. Now, if your cat ever goes outside, this is something you've got to know about. An abscess is basically a nasty pocket of infection that gets trapped under the skin. Most of the time, it's from a bite or a scratch from another animal. If you feel it, it'll be like a painful, soft lump. So, if you find a lump on your cat and you think it might be an abscess, here is your game plan.
The most important thing is do not wait. Step 1 always is to call your vet. An abscess is not something that will just heal on its own. It absolutely needs antibiotics, and a lot of the time it'll need to be professionally drained so it can heal up properly.
And now we've arrived at the final and really precious stage of a cat's life, their golden years. Our job as their caregivers becomes even more important now. The focus really shifts to comfort, careful observation, and just gentle care.
You know, one of the most important things to remember is that cats are absolute masters at hiding when they're sick or in pain. So you have to become a detective and watch for really subtle signs. Things like drinking more water than usual, maybe losing weight even though they're still eating well, or changes in their litter box habits. These aren't just them getting old. A lot of times they're symptoms of treatable conditions like kidney disease or diabetes. Catching these changes early can make all the difference in the world.
And this brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most difficult question any of us will ever face as a pet owner. When our beloved cat is getting older or maybe battling a serious illness, how do we know if they're still happy? How do we even begin to measure their quality of life? Look, there are no easy answers here. There's no magic formula. But this framework, it can offer a little bit of clarity during what is an incredibly emotional time. You can just quietly ask yourself these things. Can they eat and drink pretty comfortably? Do they seem like they're free from serious pain? Are they still interested in what's going on around them? Interested in you? It's not a checklist that gives you a score at the end. It's just a compassionate way to try and see the world through their eyes. It helps us make sure that this final chapter of their life, a life we've tried so hard to make wonderful, is filled with as much dignity and peace as possible.